Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing tonight? Hi, Sue. I miss you too. We need to craft again soon. I'm just kind of waiting, making sure things kind of get set up here and all that good stuff. Let me know if you're here in the chat. Um, asked me to go. Christopher asked me if I could go live tonight, and I said yes. There we go. I got my thing. I'm going to put my camera on. So I kind of have my room basically set up. For those of you who don't know, I got some new. Hi, Mama. I think it comes in a little differently this time. If that's you, Mama. It's one of my relatives anyway. I think it's my mama. But you can see over here off to the side. Hi, I don't know who that is. W Simpson 52. I'm sorry, it doesn't have a name. Hello, hello. Hi, Annie. How are you guys? I just wanted to come in and pop. We are going to go right into this because I have plans tonight, and which is fine. I am excited because I am going to make a Halloween card. I am live tomorrow night at my normal time, 7 o'clock. But I'm making a Halloween card. Okay, thanks, Mama. I just wanted to make sure. It just came up different. But I wanted to be able to go ahead and use the Gnome for the Holiday stamp set. This came out on Tuesday. I did link it in the description box below. Thanks, Karen. I wasn't sure. I don't know if Resteam did some different things because it never used to look like that. But now it's showing me, like it's different. So, oh, you know what? No, that's not what I want. Okay. But I wanted to use this. This came out on Tuesday. I do have it linked down below in the description block. Same with the holiday hugs. Those are in affiliate links, which just means if you place an order, I get a small commission from that, but it doesn't cost you guys anything. So we're going to use the images from this and maybe one of the sentiments from here. Hi, Luann. I did pull the holiday swirl paper pad and the heirloom tomato and the beanstalk ink. Hello, Kate. But first, I thought I'd tell you guys, I can't show you this one. And I can't show you that one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right? So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yes. So I've been doing, hi, Cordelia, a video every day for the Brutus Monroe Advent Calendar, and I have 5 up so far. And I thought I'd quick show you some of those cards quick. Here is day 1. It was the paper pad. So I'm going to go through these kind of quickly because you can go over to my YouTube channel, which is Sugar Cards by Candi, and check out the video. I have them posted in the Brutus Monroe fan club or on my Facebook page. Here was day 2, which was this amazing stencil. And I also used the Monster Mash paper pad for this one. And then the Scowling embossing powder. Day 3 was this washi tape. And this is the package that it came in. So I just made a very quick and simple card that way. Day 4 was this adorable stamp set. And this was also the packaging. And then the last but not today's day 5 was this great, it's a Post-it note. And I used some of the paper pad from day 1. And I glued it down and created a fun card with it. So thank you, Sue. So if you want to check those out, I have the next couple of days scheduled, ready to go, and then I will finish them up this weekend. Ooh, you almost saw a sneak peek. Let's get those out of here and let's start making. So it's the first time I've ever done a series, and I'm super excited about it. I will also do it for the Advent calendar. But I'm actually going to do something a little different. Oh, Cordelia, it was super cute. I don't know if he's sitting right here or if he moved him to the other section. Let's see if he's sitting right here. I had stuff sitting here, and then I moved things. I moved things around. I might have put them. Oh, yeah. So it's this little paper pad. And then they're like Post-it notes. Well, that's okay, Kate. It's fine. Like I said, I appreciate it. No, I've been trying to do more videos on my channel too. and do some stuff. I originally had these all stamped out ready to go, but I'm going to change this up a little bit because I kind of had an idea at the last minute. So I did stamp them all out with some masking. This is the Bruce Monroe masking paper. And I cut this just with a die from my stash. I'm trying to decide which one I'm going to do. I think we're going to do this guy because we're going to do some very quick coloring with it. And then I want to do some masking. So let's get this ready to go. I'm going to grab my stamp set or my Misty here. Let's get this paper out of the way. Get this stamp out of the way. It's been just crazy because I spent all day Saturday tearing my room apart because my son texted me. He was going to help me move furniture out because I got rid of a desk and a dresser and then two small kind of antique-y tables that really didn't work in my craft room. And then I spent the rest of the day putting together my shelves, my desk, and my TV cabinets. And I'm super excited. My room is 99% finished, but I have one more cabinet straight over that way. That is it was something I bought at a garage sale, and I didn't realize when I bought it, it was very inexpensive and it was perfect for the time, but it's broken in the base. So I am afraid that it might fall. And of course it doesn't match color-wise. So I am going up to Minnesota in November, and I'm going to stop and pick up 2 more cabinets so that I can finish my room off, and then all my furniture will be black. I'm super excited about it. I've been kind of saving for that. And then the biggest thing now I have is getting the containers for mine. Kate, as soon as I have it done, I will take care of that. So no problem, Kate. I plan on doing a video, but I want to make sure it's kind of done. Right now it's still a mess. Hi, Monica. Because I have stuff just everywhere still, like all of my embossing powders and all of my glazes are in a grocery box right there because I didn't have time to put them in anything. I'm going to get a drawer unit to put under my desk, mostly because I want to be able to move it in and out when I'm not using it, but I think I need to keep it handy because I tend to grab those at the last minute during my lives. So I will say that I do have a little bit of a shaky camera. I'm going to apologize for that right off the bat. I haven't figured out quite how to set it up right yet because I bought this camera for my old desk that fit on my bookshelf. And so it didn't shake. Well, now it's directly on my table. So I am going to figure out a different way, but I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. So like I said, as it bounces, I hope that doesn't make anyone seasick. I had a different one, and that camera stand probably would have worked with this desk better, but I ended up selling it to my friend because I needed a desk. I needed one that would attach on the side. So, and this one's kind of on a arm. So, all right, we're just stamping this guy out. This is perfect blend paper. My ink pad is very dry, so that's why it's taking me a little bit longer. I went to re-ink it the other day and I couldn't find my re-inker because I moved everything around. This is my perfect press. This is from my friend Treasure. It's bluesparkle.com. If you are interested in that, I know there's others on the market. I really enjoy how it works for my hand. All right, we've got this cute little, something in my eye, gnome guy. And I've got that Raven Detail ink. I'm going to quick set this because I stamped it multiple times. It's a little wet. Let's heat set it. Awesome. Just a little heat set there. And then I'm just going to grab some random markers and we're going to color. Oh, something is in my eye, you guys, and it's very much annoying me. I am going to color first. No, let's do our ink blending first. So I'm just using some Bruce Monroe masking paper. You can use any masking paper you want. Anything works. I just happen to have this It was handy. I found it. That was the one thing about moving my room around, is that I found some things that I didn't realize I knew where they were. And I was able to move things out of the way and get things closer to where I need them. So like behind me, what you can't really see, is my die cutting machine now, and I have it on a TV cabinet. So it's on the perfect height. It's a IKEA Kallax has come out with a TV cabinet that matches their Kallax units. So I thought it would be perfect. The one thing I did learn, it was sad, it does not fit my old Cricut machine. It's too low for it, but my new Cricut Joy and my Fuse fit under it. I'm going to have to rearrange though, because I want to move those over behind me so that I can cut right from my desk and not have to get up. All right, so when I cut my mask down, I actually cut right on the line. So that, I mean, you'll be able to see that's the stamped line. You can kind of see that. And that's so that we don't have really any ghosting. I didn't get it perfectly lined up, so we might have a little ghosting on this side, which is fine. I'm going to just grab an ink. I'm thinking we're going to do some green ink, because I think I'm going to choose a red paper. We're making kind of just a fun Christmas card. So I've got 4, which you guys know I love to say it the way Christopher says it because it just makes me laugh. And then I've got my ink stand here. And I think for some darkness, I'm also going to grab some fake plant. I think. Yeah, instead of my later gator. All right, so we got my 4, and hopefully I am an aggressive blender. So hopefully I don't shake you guys too bad, but I am going to apologize if I do. Okay. So hopefully that's not too bad shaking when it comes to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to ink blend. I'm going to start off, and then I'm just going to ink blend straight on. Now, if you want a really deep blend, my personal way to blend deeply is with the Ranger daubers, but I don't have any handy right now. So I'm just going to use my foam brushes. When I'm doing, and when I mean deep, I mean like you want to really saturated without a lot of effort. In my opinion, those work very, very, very well to cover a high area. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. I thought about using my stress oxides because I haven't used those in a while, but I don't even know. Oh, they're on the other side of the room right now too. So eventually I'll have the stuff that I need, or if I want to use during my live, will be all within handy. Now like I said, I have some things I need to put away, but right here to my left, I have 2 or 3 spots that are still empty. They're under my desk, of course. So they're not necessarily for the handy things, but they're for the things that I might want to get access to. Now this was the Stellar ink, which is the foam pad. One fake plant is the felt pad. So it's a little bit different. I probably should have wiped them off because they are a little bit different color, but it will work. It'll be fine. They're both green. So I hope everyone's having a great week. I mean, it's almost the end of the week. It's almost the end of the month, if you can believe that. So tomorrow night, like I said, I am going to be live. My normal time, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to make a Halloween card. I will be live next week on Halloween. However, I'm going to go a little late because I'm going to wait till the trick-or-treaters are done. Just because with the dog, I need to make sure I can help with him, because last year we had to actually tie him up and he barked at everybody. And then we ended up putting him down in the basement, and he did not like that because he just would not stop barking. We had attached him to his leash, which means he could get so far. But I'm thinking this time I might put up a couple baby gates so he can kind of run back and forth, but he can, because I don't want him running out to the kids. He'll be too crazy, especially as they ring the doorbell. It drives him bonkers, of course. All right, so we've got that ink. I'm going to quick wipe this off, get some squeaky clean. So tomorrow night we're going to do a Halloween card as well. I had a request to use, I think Jerry requested me to use the stencils that came in the Halloween treats class that was earlier this month, and I'm going to use those. I'm not sure what else I'm going to use for sure right now, but I know we're going to use those. I pulled a couple, maybe the Halloween glow stamp set. So I think for some fun, you know me, it's Halloween. I like to add sparkle. Gonna grab my shimmer mist, my ornament gold shimmer mist, and I'm gonna grab one of my spray trays just to keep my desk a little bit cleaner. And I'm gonna just kind of shake it around because I've got all that fun mist in the bottom. You know, a lot of times I'll shake it really, really well and do this, but during a live, I don't quite. I just kind of twist it a little bit, make it real good. And then I will spritz it off in my garbage can because that just helps. And then I'm going to spritz it just kind of, it's just going to add a little bit of fun glow. And it's still got all over my desk, of course, but it's a little bit more contained because I had that spray tray. But since I went up so high, it did go on my desk, which is fine. It just wipes off with some squeaky clean. All right. And then I think I'm also going to grab the end of it because I have a couple of those big dots, and I'm going to try to dop a couple big dots right on the background. And because that mask is still in place, it's going to protect my images. All right. And then I think actually for a little distress, we're going to add a little water too. And I'm going to do that by spraying it in my hand. And then I can kind of get the bigger drops. Now this might not protect my mat. I mean, my mask I may not be able to use after this because it's light and it's gotten wet. But I don't care. I can, you know, masking paper is fairly inexpensive. And I am going to just dab it so that I get a little bit of that excess off. And that just helps distress that a little bit. Okay, are we ready for the reveal? Let me go wipe my desk off a little bit more here, just because I want to make sure it's nice and clean. All righty, I'm just going to pop it up this way. And 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Look at this. And because for the most part, so now where I had that water, it's going to stick a little bit. Hi, Jamie. And so I might have to do a little, so yeah, it's tearing because I did that water on there. I'm okay with that. Let's go down and then we'll do some from the bottom because I might have to do a little use a little eraser. And I'm just going to peel them off. And actually, that little piece kind of tore, but I'm going to save this piece with his face because I can do other things with him. And all I'm going to do is take this and I'm just going to stick it right on there. Now, like I said, the rest of this is getting kind of wet, so it's not really coming off as easy. So I'm just going to peel what I can. Then I'm going to grab my little gum eraser. Oops. Tara, if you're watching, got my little finger piece there. She knows what I'm talking about. Sue knows what I'm talking about too. It's from I went crafting a couple weekends ago. I had a good time. And I'm just going to use my gum eraser and try to be as careful as I can. It might mar my stamp where I stamped my stamp just a little bit, and it looks like it is, but we'll just use that as a happy accident and cover it with our sentiment because I got a little bit too much water on there. So I'm just going to kind of very careful, try not to rub it too hard with my gum eraser because it could, like I said, that where it got wet there, I'll show you. Now, I probably should have let it dry a little bit, and that might have helped get it off. But, you know, it's live. Oh, Sue, yep, you knew what I was talking about. And I'm not going to terribly worry about if it gets off all the way. Yeah, so it came off a little bit up here. I might try and fix it a different way, and I'll show you how I do that in just a minute. But let's see what happens here. Because I'm making it a little worse. But that's okay. I should have dried it and it probably would have worked a little better. But because I wet it down, it made a big boo-boo, but that's just an happy accident that happens. I'm not throwing this away. I wanted to show you by cutting it on that black line though, look how there's not a lot of ghosting. So what we're going to do is we're going to attempt this and see if this works. We're just going to stamp it down again. And if it doesn't work, I'll cover it up. Because I used my Misty, I can put it right back where I got it from, just making sure it's in that corner. And I'm just going to stamp it down real deep right there. And we're going to color. Oops, we're going to color it in anyway. So, but we can put our sentiment there, and the pattern's still going to be there, but we'll put our sentiment right across the top and it will be perfect. I need a spot for it and I don't want to cover up my face. So there we go. So it's not perfect, but it will work. Because like I said, we can put our sentiment strip there. All right, let's color this guy up. He's not going to take too long to color because we're just going to color him some very, very basic. I'm going to use some red and some gray marker. I'm not sure which. We're going to use the RG3, the RG5 a little bit, just for his face or for his little bit on his mustache. And I'm not the best when it comes to like hair and beards and stuff like that. So I just kind of just go in and just willy-nilly put it and just let it be. We don't have to all be, I like to color, but I'm not always good with the markers. And I think this is kind of like watercolor sometimes when it comes to hair. You got to walk away. Hi, Ellen. I do like to use this BG070 a lot sometimes instead of and I'm just going to go ahead and put him in here because I want him to be kind of more of a gray beard. And like I said, it just kind of will blend out the gray a little bit and kind of make it. And then I'm going to grab this R01 and do his nose. And I'm just going to dab his nose. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and leave his little collar there red or white. And I'm going to grab, let's see, I have R06 and R1.5. They're very close in color. They're just a hair difference. And hopefully, I'm going to grab my cheaters here, you guys. Like I said, since I had that wet up there and I dropped that big drop of water on there, we're going to color. I want to use I think this is the lighter of the two. If it's not, we'll grab another marker. I'm just going to color the whole thing. Now, I could totally have striped this red and white, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to color it. And we're going to color it all one color. Thank you, Ellen. This is from the Gnome for the Holidays stamp set. Now, I was going to say, if you haven't checked out Mustache yet, that is the new app that was released at the beginning of the month that can help keep your stash organized. I have been working behind the scenes with the Brutus Monroe products, trying to get them improved or in and organized. And I noticed today that we had a stamp set that's retired called Gnome for the Holidays, because I put this guy in there today and it didn't want me to, because it told me, hey, we already have something called this by this company in here. So I went to look to make sure somebody hadn't added it already. And I found it was an older stamp set. So that like I said, we had it's retired. So I was able to add it. I just kind of called it 6x6 because it's a 6x6 stamp set. But I did want you to know that it is available. So if you have not checked it out, check that out. This Mustache, there's a Mustache YouTube channel and a community group. And it's been so nice to go in there and put my stash in and keep track. And then there's also like photos. So like I'll be able to upload these photos tomorrow and, and then tag the products that I used. So you can be able to go in and look at the items that they're there and all that stuff. So All right, so that's that. And then I think what I'm going to do first, a little bit of fun color. We're going to grab, I want to put a little bit of pearl aqua pigment. This stays on my desk all the time. A pearl and gilded stay on my desk all the time. And just a tiny bit of water. And the only reason I'm going to put a tiny bit of water on it, I have to be careful with my glasses because if I look up, I get sick. I'm going to just paint. I want to water this down because I want it to be very liquidy. I want it to be more shimmery than painty white. And that gives that little bit. Now, I know it's hard to see on camera, but it makes it more white than just the paper. And then it makes it that shimmer. And I think when you have Christmas cards like this, and this is going to be a Christmas card, you can't have enough shimmer. Okay. All right. So we've got that. Now we have to create our card. Now I am making a mini slim card. You guys know me. I love mini slim cards. So I'm going to try not to. I have paper. Here's the heirloom tomato and the bee stock ink. And then I will promise, I was supposed to do it last weekend, but I got busy cleaning. I am going to punch these all out this weekend and compare them with the old cardstock that we had. So if you're wondering which cardstocks are matchy or close, that way you know. I'm just going to pull a card, just a piece of white. This is just a piece of white cardstock. And I'm going to cut this down to 7, which, so it's 11 inches. That means I'm going to cut it 4, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cut off 4 inches. And now I have a perfect mini slimline card because it's 7 by 8.5. Now, I will say I do tend to go a little bit smaller than that, but I will show you what I like to do. I'm going to go ahead and score this, or not, I'm sorry, not 8.5. Yes, I do need to cut it down. It is 8.5. We're going to score this on the 7-inch side at 3.5. And that's just because it's cut in half. And I always do that. It's easy math for me. We got to cut off a couple inches because we're making a mini slim card. That's why I got lost there for a second. Sometimes I cut down my slimline card panels or my slimline card bases. But tonight I wanted to show you how I normally make a mini slim card. I'm going to go ahead and fold my bump in. And I don't think I scored it quite perfect. That's okay. We're going to cut it down. You know, I mean, make your own card. You make your own card panels and or card bases and they get off a little bit. Just cut them down. Just cut them down. Now, this would be normally a slimline card. What I'm going to do is I want to go 6.5 inches. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim it to 3.25, which is what I like. Now, I could have measured it like that. That's okay, Cordelia. I understand. I like to keep these for sentiment strips. So I'm just going to put them off to the side. And then I keep these for like mini cards so I don't have any waste. Like you could make here's a regular, let me grab a card. Like here's a regular card and you can actually, you know, put it on as a panel on the side. I know this one's black and this one's white. You could glue them and have like a buckle and this and that. So that's what I do. I don't worry about cutting them down. That's why I like to make them as a slimline card first. All right. And then see how this is going to work kind of perfectly on here, but we're going to offset it a little bit. Let's choose a piece of paper. We're going to use one of these holiday hugs. Here are all the fun patterns. I'm kind of leaning towards, let's see. Let's pull a couple pieces out here and see what they look like. I was thinking about doing one of these big red ones, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe I want to have this. I think we're going to do this red and green one. That is what we're going to do. And then I'm going to grab some tomato cardstock as well. Tomato soup cardstock. So 6 by 6, cut it down to 3. This is just how I like to do it. Now, like I said, if you want less, you know, you could do 3 and 1/8, and you have a little bit less white border. I'm going to do 3. And then for some extra fun, we're gonna do some red. Now, this is where I have to make my decision of what I want to do. I wasn't 100% decided. I'm gonna put the beanstalk away behind me so I don't accidentally cut that and squish it. We're gonna cut this down. I always cut my cardstock into half first, just because I always have a piece for an A2 card if I want, because most people do make A2 cards. I do know I'm going to cut off, let's see, we're going to go from 5.5. I'm going to make it over at 4.5, an inch. I try not to think too much about measurements. I just kind of go for it, because I'm thinking about putting a strip down the middle like this, just for some extra fun. But I'm not sure I like that. So I'm thinking I might offset it a little bit. I'm thinking I'm going to do this. Okay. And then we're going to do a white card. We're going to do something white in the middle. We got to cover up our little boo-boo, right? I mean, on camera, you really can't see it as much as you can in person, but we're going to cover up our little boo-boo. But I think I'm going to use white and then stamp it with red ink. So let's put the base together first. Let's get this piece on here. And there's another way I know we can fix that. I might change how I fix this, if you guys don't mind if I run and grab something from my stash. I'm not exactly sure where it is, so it may just be whatever I find. But I'm thinking I might just add a snowflake. I'm thinking we're going to put a snowflake on there instead, if that's okay with you guys. And then how do I want to do this? Yep, we're going to go from end to end. So I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing. I know there's a little extra ink or a little extra tape on the bottom. Thanks, Karen. I'm going to I always like to over tape and then, oops, tape it down at the top. Then I even though there's a little glue here, I can just stick it to the side of my desk or to a piece of like foam tape base where it doesn't stick, and I can just use this piece for something else. I mean, we could put this on the inside as well. You could put a little piece on the inside. I'm just going to stick it here on my desk for right now. Sorry about that focusing there. And then we've got this guy here. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to put him up towards the top. We're going to put our little sentiment down here, and then we're going to put our little, and I have an idea. Let's foam tape this guy. Grab some foam tape, and then, like I said, I have this. This is our old foam tape. I'm not sure if this is in stock. I love our foam tape. I got to check on that because I'm getting low on my bed. Just stick this piece right on the release paper, and then I put it there, and I'll have it for another card. And I've been trying to do lately, use those pieces up there on my desk. Cut this in half. Stick that one here. And this one here. And then we're going to go ahead and get our release paper off. And I have not started any Christmas cards this year. I am not one that likes to make the same Christmas card. Well, that's not true. I made some Christmas cards, I guess, when I was at my crafty weekend. But I don't think those counted because I had some ephemera that was already cut and I've had for a while, and I just kind of put them together. All right. Yep. We're going to put that up a little higher. Just like that. And then if you guys don't mind, I'm going to quick grab something from my stash. I'm just going to grab whatever I can find. Because they're over here. I can still talk to you, fortunately. But just going to look and see. I don't know which one it's going to be because I don't know if I know where my Brutus Monroe ones are. Okay. I have no idea. I just grabbed them. I'm going to use some sort of, yep. We're going to grab, I just grabbed a few, I I don't know where my Brutus Monroe ones are right this second. I don't think they're over on my desk. We're just going to grab a snowflake. That's a little big. I am a sucker for snowflakes, so I have a ton of snowflakes. So I just thought I'd see if I could find one that would work. Maybe this guy. I don't even know where these, that's still kind of big. Thinking maybe this guy. We're just going to grab this one, okay? I don't know. These are just from my stash. I don't have a name for them. I lost the names for these. I keep all my winter stuff together. And then, because I just ordered it, I'm going to grab a piece of ruby. The Ruby Chromatic Reserve glitter stock, and we're going to throw a little glitter stock right on his. And that's how we're going to cover up our boo-boo. So I'm just going to cut a little piece down. And then I have my little handy dandy die cut machine here. This is going to shake the table a little bit. So if you get seasick, please look away. Cut this a little bigger than I needed to be. You know what, Cordelia, I haven't looked through them, and I have the Brutus Monroe ones are some of my favorite, but I'm not exactly sure where they are. I do want to kind of look in one spot. Nope, they're not here. See, I rearranged my whole desk, and it was in this one corner. And it was in this one corner because I used it, and then I forgot to put it away. And I know they're still. So we have a pack of 4. They're called Simple Snowflake Cutting Dies. Actually, they're really nice if you would like those. No to the corner like. And I grew up in northern Minnesota, Cordelia. So, and my mom loves snowman. There are snowmen in our house. We're snowmen in our house 24/7, 365. See, look at. We're just gonna put that right there, and you're never gonna know that I made a mistake. Isn't that fun? I'll pull that up a little closer. I mean, if you really looked at it in person, you might see a little scuffle, but nobody has to know, right? But so we grew up, because snow usually started. I am part of the blizzard of 91, the blizzard of 91 in Minnesota. I was in high school, and we had that trick-or-treating on the blizzard of 91. So yeah, so we got that little snowflake up there. Thank you. I just thought, I was like, you know what do I, instead of putting a circle there, we'll put this little snowflake. I mean, you really could put a couple snowflakes if you really wanted to. Like if you had some small ones, you could put a bunch on there, but I like just the one because I want to make it look like he's just got that one. It's kind of like a poof ball. And then that would kind of hang down below or something. I don't know. I like it. So now we're going to take this little strip that I cut off and see if it will fit. I think it will. From our holiday hugs, we have sending you gnome made holiday cheer. Gnome doubt you're on the nice list. There's no gnome place like home for the holidays. May your days be merry and bright. Sending cozy holiday hugs from our gnome to yours. Warm winter wishes. Sending gnome-sized cheer and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I think I want to do warm winter wish. No, sending cozy holiday hugs. And these are, look, they're going to fit perfect on this little piece of, isn't that wonderful? I heard that I'm going to get ice this year. That does not necessarily make me happy because, I mean, I don't have to go very far. I only live 5 blocks from work. And of course, if we got ice, my boss would not, he wouldn't be able to make it into work because he lives on top of a hill that you cannot drive down in ice. Like there's no way for him to get down it if it was icy. So he wouldn't even know if he's not watching. Shh, don't listen, Oli. Just kidding. But I live close enough that, I'm not terribly worried. I don't have to worry about driving. And in all honesty, if it was too dangerous to drive, I am 5 blocks, not even 5 blocks. I mean, it takes me less than 5 minutes. I can walk home if I had to leave my car at work. So that's the nice part. And it would be all sidewalky, in grasses and stuff. So I would be totally safe. I'm gonna go on this side here. And we're just gonna line it up. I'm gonna line it up kind of in the middle. And we're gonna put this down. And then I am gonna stamp it in black instead of red because I want to tie in a little bit more of that black from stamping the end. Sending holiday hugs. And this is a brand new stamp set to me. I haven't used it. 1 month. I'm less than that, Cordelia. Oh, that's really loud. And my phone vibrated there when I said that. So that's, I'm like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 blocks. If you go 2 this way, 1, 2 this way, and yeah, basically 4 to 5 blocks. Yeah, 2 this way, 1 this way, 1 this way, and 2 that way. 5 blocks. So not too far. So we got sending cozy holiday hugs. So snowmen and snowflakes are something that I have a real hard time not buying because I feel like I can use them in the north here a lot. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut it off on that side. And then for some fun, I'm going to go ahead and just angle it. And I'm not going to worry about how I'm going to angle it. I'm going to go this way though. And I'm just going to chop it. Chop it, chop it, chop it. And then we're going to stick this down and we've got our little card. It almost took an hour, but that's because I did some coloring and some masking. So we've got this. Now you could totally go ahead and we could have put it on here. We could put it on that snowflake. We could put it down. I mean, I could even put it right here, which might be because there's a little bit of a tear. I think that's where we'll put it. Even though we've got this little base down here, we'll put something else. We'll put some gems down there. Let's add a little bit of liquid glue. And then I'm going to go ahead. I am going to put it up here because I have a little tear still right there. I'm going to grab one of my little things here to see, make sure it's straight, which it's not. So one of my little rulers here. There we go. And then we need some gems. All right, let's stick our magnet on there. And then I've got all my little gems here. I have some red shift gems right here. That's perfect. Grab those. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick one right in the middle of our snowflake. And I'm going to stick a couple, 3 down here. And then I'm going to put 1 right next to my sentiment. All right. So Francie, if you're watching on replay, watch your eyes because here I come with my sticky tool. 1, 2, 3. And we got our 1 right here. I'm going to fix that with my pick tool because I want it to be a little bit more centered. Same thing with that. And I should know better. I always put tape on the stick side and I didn't. So I'm going to poke that down just a little bit so it's kind of more there. And I got to poke this more towards the center. There we go. All right, you guys. So we just made the 1 card tonight, but we did some masking and some coloring and die cutting and thought, what a cute little fun card. It really wouldn't take long to mass produce this. If you cut out a few masks, if you wanted to, I would say one thing I would definitely do is make sure it dries really well before you try to take that mask off, or heat set it maybe a little bit. But here is our card for tonight. I appreciate you guys joining me live tonight in place of Christopher. And I hope you have a good rest of your week. I will see you tomorrow night at 7 Central. And we will have some Halloween fun with some of the stuff from the Halloween Glow in the Trick or Treat class. So have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow, everyone. Okay? Bye now.